Welcome back to another episode of the Spa Business Mastery podcast. My name is Delia, and I am flying solo today. I'm missing my right arm, Kirsten. She's off on another adventure today. So it's just you and me, spa owners. And today, as your go-to spa marketing coach, I want to dive into a question that has been buzzing in the minds of new startups and solos. So if you're a new startup or a solo, you're likely overwhelmed and a little bit cash strapped. And so the burning question is start simple or go big. And what I'm talking about is your website. So if you are a solo or startup spa owner and you're wondering whether you need this big fancy pants website, you're in the right place. Like, I'm going to talk about all of that today. I'm going to answer that question. And I'm also going to share with you 5 must-haves when you're taking that exciting journey into building your spa's online presence. All right, so let's just get right to the answer. Do you need to have this big fancy website right out of the gate? And I'm going to tell you that the answer is no, you don't. Okay. You can start with something a lot simpler and you can grow over time, because I know that, when you're a new spa business, you're probably cash strapped. You need the client still, and you know that you need to have that online presence, but you just don't have the funds to be able to do it. So I'm going to share with you today the simple way to build a new website that can grow with you over time. Okay. So even if you're just starting out, you want to make sure that you do have a website, because you want to think of it as your website. It's not just a digital brochure. Think of it like a 24/7 virtual reception area. It's a space where clients can come and find all the info that they need. They can find out, all the magic that you offer, the services that you offer, the products that you offer. You can share your expertise, right? So it's really important that even if you can't build a full out website and you're just starting out, you want to get something up and running. But I want to make sure that you don't just slap it all together for the sake of it, because that defeats the purpose. It has to be a functional working website that is going to work for you, not against you. Okay. And we want to talk about like going simple, but be purposeful. So here are my top 5 non-negotiables, sorry, my top 5 non-negotiables to consider when starting with a simple website. All right, so the first one is finding a user-friendly platform. Now, I like Shopify because not only is Shopify, they've got beautifully designed themes, so you don't have to build a website right from scratch. They've got very simple themes that you can pick. There's free versions, there's paid versions, depending on your style and what you like. You can pick a pre-built template, okay? The other thing that I like about Shopify is that it won't outgrow your spa. So a lot of times I see new spa owners and solos starting with often Square. I see a lot of Square websites, and that's fine. But just know that at some point you're going to need a bigger and better platform that just has more capabilities, because the smaller ones are going to be very limited in what you can do. And if you want to expand and grow over time, then having a platform that you won't outgrow and that will grow with you is super important. The good thing about Shopify is it's just drop and drag. So you don't need to know any code, which is even better. And then you're not waiting on your web designer to make changes to your site. Maybe you might have ongoing promotions that you swap images out, or you've added new services. You'll be able to edit your own website. Okay, so the next one is make sure that you have clear and concise information. Okay, now I can't stress this enough. Everybody, we're all kind of like, if you're in a skin therapy business, we're all kind of doing the same thing, right? Whether you've got a hydrofacial machine, whether you've got, one of the nice new lasers, it's really, really important that when you're writing your website copy, that you're being super clear and concise of who you are, who you serve, and how you solve, okay? It's not enough just to be, when you're writing your service descriptions, it's not enough just to share the steps of your treatments, like cleansing, toning, exfoliating, moisturizing, massage, mask, etc., right? It's not enough, because what I notice is so many spas are sharing that information, but they're not actually sharing the results and outcomes. So if you want to stand out from the competition, because you likely have 5 spas swirling around you somewhere in your neighborhood, right? Think about it like this: when you start shifting that message into results versus steps, then you're going to attract higher value clients. You're going to be attracting those clients who want to come in and see those results, and they're likely going to choose you over a competitor based on the information that you're sharing on your website. So super clean, clear, concise. You don't have to have, this big, huge wall of text, super simple, but again, making sure that you're sharing those outcomes versus the steps to your treatments. Let's face it, you guys are the experts. You're going to be telling your clients what treatments they should be getting anyways. So they don't care what the steps are. They just want to know that what they're coming in for is going to solve the problem that they have. Okay. So clear and concise information, super important. The next one is mobile responsiveness. Okay, so many people are using mobile devices versus desktop. So it is crucial that you have a mobile responsive website. Now, when I say mobile responsive, I mean that the images can size down when the device gets smaller. Things aren't getting cut off. They're all proportionate and it's easy to navigate. There's nothing clunky going on with it. Okay. So most website platforms, and I know Shopify is mobile responsive, most website platforms are going to be mobile responsive. You can usually click on a tab while you're doing your build. You can have it view it from desktop. You can view it from mobile. So you want to make sure that as you're building it, that you're building it from a mobile perspective, because that's likely going to be the way that people are going to be viewing your website. On Shopify, there's different settings that you can select specifically for mobile. So just make sure, again, that when you're developing your website, that you're not just kind of looking at this big screen and then you go to the mobile piece and you're like, happened. Okay. So again, Shopify and most platforms are going to be mobile responsive, but I do know that there's still some out there where you have to build one for desktop and one for mobile. And we're trying to save time and money here, and we just don't have time for that. Okay. Now, the next one, again, is another super important one. There's no order in importance to these, and it's high quality imagery. So stop using stock photos. Okay. Now, if you have to use stock photos, that's okay. If you're just starting out, use them sparingly. Okay. But this is your sign to look for a photographer, book a professional photo shoot so that it can showcase your services, your facility, your team. If you're a solo, make sure that you've got images that showcase who you are, because people want to work and deal with real people. If you've got stock images, they're too polished, they're unrealistic, right? And it just doesn't give your consumers a sense of who you are and what they're coming into. So they can get a better idea of what it's like to do business with you if you've got your own pictures. So whether it's a professional photo shoot when you can afford it, or you're taking high quality photos on your phone. A lot of our phones can take great images. It's all about the lighting. So, all right, make sure that you're setting that up for success. You want to make sure that any images that you are using aren't super pixelated. They want to be clear. If you're doing a e-commerce site, you want to make sure that your product images are really clear. I see so many crappy product photos. Okay. So that's like user experience for potential customers. If you have really outdated photos or stock photos or unclear images, it just kind of indicates maybe what's going on in the spa, right? Okay, so the last one that I want to talk about is an online booking system. Now, everybody is in the digital world these days. Everybody is in a rush. Everybody's busy. And we don't always have time to call during business hours. So maybe, I'm working a night shift and maybe I get off at midnight and I'm like, I got to make my appointment for my facial. So I can't call you at midnight and you're going to answer. So I'm going to either have to leave a voicemail and wait for you to call me back. And maybe I can't answer the phone when you call me back. And we play this little game of phone tag. If you have an online booking system, then you can make it super, super, super convenient for your clients to do business with you. And that's really what this is all about. Everything that I'm talking about today is making it easy for consumers to do business with you, and the booking system is a big one. So, try and find the best way possible for them to say yes all the time, as versus, bouncing off your site going, oh, okay, they don't have an online booking system. I'm going to have to call in the morning. I don't know if I have time. Just make it super, super convenient for them. Okay. There are a few free CRMs, so your client relations management systems, and those are usually your booking systems. So like a Square. There are a few free ones if you are cash strapped. I know that Fresha will give you online booking capabilities. Okay, and you can just integrate it onto your website, and it's just an easy one-click booking. Okay. Now, as your business expands, you can gradually enhance your website. And that's one of the other reasons, that's one of the reasons why I like Shopify. Again, it's not going to outgrow your business. It will grow with your business. Okay. So if you want to add things like e-commerce down the line where you're selling your products, maybe you want to add a blog, maybe there's other email marketing pieces like automations and stuff like that, follow-ups after purchase, after service, etc. They've got some really great features like that. So, but just remember that when you're starting out, you don't need a complex website. It just needs to have these certain key pieces to it that are going to be simple enough for you to be able to start off. And then as your business grows, you can expand your website. Okay. Now, if you are completely time strapped and this overwhelms you, because I know that, designing a website is not always an easy task. It takes a little bit of creativity and some copywriting and some time. And, if you're time strapped and overwhelmed with even where to start, then don't worry, you can reach out to me. What I can help you do is put together some actionable steps and help you kind of organize the most important pieces to your website so that you can be set up for success. Okay. Now, if you don't have the bandwidth at all to do it on your own, that's totally fine. We can chat a little bit more about how I can help you build a startup website. And I can help you build one that speaks to your ideal clients and gets you on the road to more visibility, which equals more sales, right? So if you want to book a call with me, you can book a call with me at Delia, Delia, at Virtual Spa Business Marketing, Delia at Virtual Spa Business Marketing. Alrighty, that is it for me today. And I think Kirsten will be back next week for Spa Business podcast. And I'll be back again next month for another episode of our Spa Marketing podcast. Now, if you are going to take these action steps that I've given you today and you're going to be building out your new website, tag me on your socials or send me an email and let me know how it's going. Let me know if you're having any struggles, any wins, and I'll be cheering you along. Okay, you got this. You can do this. Keep it simple, but keep it concise.